and then I'll hop into the poll, and we'll get started just in a sec. Mike, I think we can get going whenever you're ready.
Perfect. Well, welcome everyone to our CoachThem Sketchpad 2.0 launch webinar. Our guests are limited, but we'll be recording this launch webinar for reviewing later. We have many coaches across age groups and skill levels on this call. We got Burlington Eagles from Ontario, Canada. We got Red Bull Salzburg from Austria, LA Junior Kings from California, Ice Hockey Australia, Team China, and Egan Minor Hockey Association, Minnesota. And they're all here for one thing. So here is our launch video. Well, hi, my name is Mike Weaver. I'm the CEO and co-founder of CoachThem. Also, I have a hockey school, Defense First Hockey. And joining also with us is Stephen Evans. He's our Director of Business Development. Stephen, we'll take it from here.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. So yeah, hi everyone. This is definitely a really exciting time, and something that, as I'm sure you've seen in our communications through email or social media, that we've worked really hard in getting to this point. And so between Mike and I and the rest of our team, we can't wait for you to see what we have going on here. And so getting started, and actually, Troy, I see that you mentioned no audio from Mike. I want to take care of that. We can hear loud and clear on our end, so just make sure that your volume's turned up, and we should be all set. Okay, so I'm going to get started. We're going to go right into things on our deck side, and then Mike's going to take over a screen share and go through the platform itself. So there's one word on the screen that you can see, and that's simple. Simple is the root of CoachThem, and if you've been with us for a while, you know that to be very true. And back in 2017, when Mike and our team created CoachThem, that's what we wanted to provide for coaches at all levels of the game across multi-sports, is that we wanted to give you a simple way to create digital drills online. And so in the past 4 years, over 400,000 drills have been created on CoachThem, which is something when we say in between our internal team, it amazes us every single time. And in that process, we've created a ton of drills ourselves. Our associations have, the coaches who have written into us through our chat have as well. And we've seen a lot of different things. And so I'm going to show you an example of a little bit more of an exaggerated sample of some of the negative side of the past 4 years. So this is the before. On the left-hand side, and when I look at this, my view goes to the nets right away. And so when I look at the left side, I see that the net's too far right. When I look at the right-hand side, the net's way off. It's actually in front of the goal line on the hockey rink here. So that right away doesn't look right. Now, when I'm going a little bit deeper into the drill, I see that the skating paths don't look that natural. Center of the ice, the blue line has a little bit of a weird curvature in it. We have the blue passing line, which is passing to the red player that's actually going the wrong way. It doesn't look that nice. And so these are things that kind of have been a catch-22 for us, and that the platform is very simple. It's easy to create drills, but sometimes it's not that easy to create them very professionally. And so what we wanted to do with the next step of CoachThem is really merge what we had from a simplistic standpoint, stay true to our roots, but introduce a new set of tools, new set of editing and drawing tools that's going to be powerful for all of our coaches to use. And our goal for this is to help you create drills with ease and make them look really professional in the process. And so getting started right away, that the real foundation of that is drawing faster. And I'm only not going to touch on it too much here, just give you a little sneak peek before Mike goes more in detail, but talking about adding and removing anchor points or snapping the net into position. These different tools are what we thought of for helping our coaches set up their drill really well and also execute it faster throughout the process. Next to that, we have creating professionally. And as you saw in the video, is matching up different colors for your specific drill, or creating both sides of it instead of just one side, so it's easier to draw it on one side of the drill. And so we thought of group selection, copy and paste, that color change at a larger scale, and also moving things around to make it easier to match up your drill to what you were thinking in your head. And the last part of this, which in fact is the most exciting from a practice planning standpoint, is planning smarter. And so this is a quick little graphic here of a small drill. Mike's going to show you how you can go from a smaller drill to a much larger drill, or go from a larger drill to a smaller drill, because we see that next wave of station-based practices. We want to be ahead of the curve and help our coaches create full practices without having to redraw every single time. And so with that, I'm going to pass things back over to Mike. He's going to take care of all the fun stuff, and he's going to show you through CoachThem 2.0.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephen. All right. So what we wanted to do, as Stephen mentioned, when we're looking into redesigning the Sketchpad, we want to keep 3 things in mind: faster drill creation, better looking drills, and we got to be innovative. So we started looking at our Sketchpad 1.0, what we liked, what we disliked, and we decided to blow it completely right up and building it from the ground up. So on our Sketchpad, we started with the properties menu. As you can see, that when you select the free line tool, it has a nice crisp edges. You have the gradient at the back. It has the same amazing features with our line, so the skate with puck, but also with our endpoints, exact same. Now, we also added, from a few of our coaches that have requested, a little bit more of a weight for the lines. So we have different weight variances. And then also we have the same colors that we've had in previous versions. Now, also with that, you go to the different positioning. Then you also have the same thing with the text tool, the video, and then we got the net. So with the net, we wanted to figure out, okay, what is the issue? We noticed that all of our coaches, well, most of the coaches were basically, their nets were just a little bit off. It was very difficult for them to go and place that net perfectly. And basically people gave up trying to position them correctly. So we ended up, once you place it on the rink, you're going to notice that they're not those right and left arrows to rotate the net. We wanted to make it easy and simple. So by dragging it right by the net, what happens is it's like magnets. It will go and rotate it and put it in perfect positioning. So it's very easy for you to position your net, and it's perfect every time. Also, if you select, we want to eliminate a lot of the clicks. And I'm thinking that we probably have eliminated about 50 clicks per drill. Now, usually in the past, you would have to go to the selection tool in order to rotate it. Not anymore. You're going to be able to go, well, even in the net tool function, you're able to select it. Now, if you notice, there's a little square at the top, and when you put your mouse over, it turns into a plus sign. Well, that's rotation mode. So you're able to go and rotate it. Now, if you notice, it has these little sticky points at 45 degree angles. Now, if you really wanted to jump to it, you hold the shift button, and it really jumps right to these 45 degree increments. Now, if you notice on the right side, there's a little options button. I'll get to that in a second, but it's pretty cool. We've also added on there a delete button. So if you click on your delete while selected, you're able to delete that net, which is kind of cool because you don't have to go back to the eraser. So let's go and create that perfect drill. Now we're going to set it up. So we got our D right here. And then obviously, remember, we don't have to go back to the selection tool anymore. You're able to just drag it even while in your positions icons. And then let's see here. We're going to get some forwards. So we're going to come up. We're going to do 3 forwards. I really like those to be perfect. So then we're going to throw in the pucks. So now the line tools. Like I said, we completely redesigned our whole entire Sketchpad. So these lines are going to be pretty good. Let's go skate with puck. And now we're going to get that forward to go nice and low. And as you can see, it's pretty good. But when you select the tool, remember that you don't have to go to the selection tool. There are icons on there, so anchor points. But also, if you notice, there's another blue arrow. Another blue anchor point. Now, if you put your mouse over top of it, there's a little hand that comes up. Well, if you drag it, it creates another anchor point, which is pretty cool. Now, also, we basically created a way of adding an anchor point. Well, let's go and double click this current anchor point. Well, it's going to eliminate it. So you're able to go and create some very cool options here now with your lines. Now, there's also another option. Just remember, you can click the delete button. I don't have to go to eraser anymore. You could go and use the straight line now. So let's go and how the straight line option works, you drag from where you're at to where you're going, and then you just select the line and it creates a little anchor point. Now you have that perfect arc, which is kind of cool. Now, if you want to go and draw your next line, you unselect it by selecting the ice surface. And so let's continue drawing this. Continue drawing this drill. So now we're going to go skate with the puck. So I'm going to where I'm at to where I'm going, and then select it. You're going to drag the blue anchor, creates an anchor point. So if you look at it, that's 2 great arches. And I think I really like where this drill's going. But I forgot to go and put my forwards in red. So let's go and select them. So we have an option now of individually selecting them. So I could click on the forward. Once it's selected, it puts the forward position. But if I hold the shift key, I'm able to do multiple, which is really cool. But if I really wanted to, I could go and drag. While in selection mode, I'm able to drag and it selects all of them. Now I'm able to go right to red and it basically changed the game again. Pretty cool. So let's try a small station drill. Let's start all over again. We'll go and bring it around. And I'm going to throw some pucks here. Throw the defenseman right there. And then let's go, we're going to put that forward in red. So same thing. I've been really liking this awesome straight line option now. So we want to skate with puck. We're going to go where we're at to where we're going. We're going to select it, and you're going to go over the blue, create that. So let's jump to the next one. So as a forward, we want that forward to go and post up, down low, put it in red. But now I really want to emphasize this. So let's select it, And let's go and put it a little bit bigger, right? We really want to emphasize that that forward is going nice and low. So let's go back. We're going to pass it. That forward is going to skate with the puck. So where we're at to where we're going, select it and drag it. Now, I don't like this arc. I want to go and create a little bit more of a gradual arc. Well, hey, we could do that right here. Oops. Now, for that defenseman, we want him to come up. We want to do a pivot. So where I'm at to where I'm going, I select it, I drag it, and then I want to go backwards skating. So I think we've created a pretty good, obviously we need that goalie in. I created a pretty good drill. Now, in the past, if I want to go and recreate this over here, I would have had to have recreated every single line. Well, hopefully you guys are sitting down because this is pretty cool. Now, being able to select all of them, and now this little option, so if you see 11 objects selected, now this little option button up here, well, now we're able to go and click on it. Now it has copy, paste, flip horizontal, flip vertical, and delete. And if you could see over here, there is a Command C. Well, I'm on a Mac, so I have Command, but on a Windows, it is Control. So let's go and use the quick key commands. So if I click on Command C and I click Command V, it creates a brand new drill, the same drill, carbon copy. So now just remember, when you're dragging that drill over, making sure that that mouse is over where the glove is. Because if you accidentally click or drag it, well, it's going to unselect. And a couple of things you could do is you could do the undo, and you could click on the Command Z, which is in the brackets there. You could see that you would be able to undo it. So let's go Command V again. We're going to bring it over here. Now, if you remember this options, we did flip horizontal and flip vertical. That's Shift V and Shift H, both on Mac and Windows. So let's go to Shift V, vertical, and we're going to go Shift H. So now we are bringing it almost identical drill on the other side. Now, I wanted to be able to transition from a station-based drill to a zone drill. Well, how do we do it? So it's simple. You use the stretch feature. So I like to go and bring it over. So I selected everything. I brought the net right to the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Shift. And when I hold Shift, it allows me to go and add another object, or it allows me to unadd. So if you notice here, 11 objects, when I click on the net, it goes down to 10, and then it goes down to 9. So I basically deselected both the net and the goalie. Now we're getting to the selection. So look at this. Now if I put my mouse over here in the square, it turns to an arrow up and down. So from here, we're able to drag it, and it basically creates it that it stretches it. So we basically brought it from a station-based drill to a full zone drill. Now, we're not done yet here. So let's go, and each of these drills are independent of the main drill. So even when I'm changing them, it's not going to change the other drill. So now I'm in selection mode. So if I do select an icon on here or a line or anything, and the first phase is it's selection mode in its rotate mode. So I'm able to go and rotate this line anywhere I want. But if you click it again, it goes into edit mode. So if you draw a line and you select it, it goes directly right into edit mode. And that's the only difference. So I'm going to, while I'm in selection mode, I'm going to double click it. I'm going to drag that line up, which is awesome. Now I've got it so that it's the full zone. And do you know what? I'm not done yet. I want to go and take a drill that I love. It's this cross ice puck handling. So let's go and select all of it. And we're going to go to Command C for copy. Well, we're going to go back to our previous drill here. And now if you look at it, I'm going to click on Command V, and I basically brought a drill from another plan that I had on there. Again, when I drag the video around, I'm not going to be changing the drill from the other page. Now, obviously, we don't want to, I don't really want to go and have these players in the neutral zone going and hitting each other. Well, we don't want to waste our time selecting these lines and bringing them in. So let's go in the time saver selection. Now we're going to be in edit mode now, stretch mode. So if you same thing, if you put the mouse over here, we are going to go and bring that in, and it's completely carbon copied to the other drill. So same thing here, we're going to go and bring this one in too. I think that's pretty cool. So now there is also that amazing, so we have a few station-based plans, which we're going to be having many more coming up here. There are some great options here. Let's go to this one. We're going to go to station 2, which I really like. Copy, and I'm going to bring it into here. Now, I think I've created an amazing station-based practice. Now, don't worry about your drills. All your drills are backwards compatible. So you could go and edit all your 1.0 Sketchpad drills. You could completely edit them and update them, and everything works. Now, one of the things that is pretty cool is, remember those drills that you're trying to make them the same? Those same ones that completely go and they're the same thing over and over again? Well, hey, let's get rid of all this. And let's just go and copy this. And I've just saved a whole bunch of time there. Now, I even want to go and I think that I could go and really make it on the sides as well. So let's go and rotate it and let's bring it in. So this just gives you a lot of flexibility in creating drills and really creating that whole entire station-based practice, and you're able to go and reuse them. So it's something that is pretty. I'm going to say it's a pretty big time saver. So that is CoachThem Sketchpad 2.0. If there are any more questions, please ask them in the chats.
Mike, that was awesome. There's been definitely a lot of activity in the chat. People are super excited, which is something that from conceptualizing features like this and to actually having them on CoachThem is exactly what we were hoping for. And so we're going to go through a couple questions. A lot of the stuff I was able to handle in the chat, but a couple of the ones that came out, I'll just go over. So one of the things that people were asking about was copying from one drill sheet to the next. And you just showed how that would be done. But Mike, do you want to just talk through your best practice for what that looks like when you want to create a station-based practice and navigating between the different drill folders that you have? I see that you have a lot of different tabs open there. Do you want to just talk through and just reconfirm the best way to create a station practice using tabs?
Yeah, well, we're always looking at innovating, so we would love at some point to eliminate this option. I would like to stay in the same browser, but in the meantime, this is what we're going to have to do, is just having just another tab. You go and scroll through any of your favorites, go to the marketplace drills, and just basically go and copy and paste them into your plan. So this is in marketplace. So I could go and grab this. I copied it, and then if I don't like that, I'm gonna paste it right in there. So it's having one tab open that you could scroll to your favorite drill or your favorite station-based practice plan and be able to take one drill from here, one drill from there. Yeah, it gives you a lot of flexibilities. So.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing to note there is that you can copy from and paste from tab to tab. As long as you're logged into CoachThem, it's going to recognize that you have something in your clipboard, which is fantastic because you can be adaptable like that. A couple of other things that people are asking about for future features, and this is something I could just chat about over the voice here on top of the chat. So people are asking about things like roster integration. People are asking things like logos on the ice. Those are definitely things that we have on the roadmap and coming soon. So there's a lot that we have going on internally to develop these features, and we still want to do more with the Sketchpad itself. So this is definitely not the end of feature releases from CoachThem standpoint. So lots of great things coming soon. But 2.0, what our focus was on initially for this was really enhancing the Sketchpad and making it easier to create those drills, make it easier to navigate with what you currently have in your database. And as Mike mentioned, what's fantastic about this is it is backwards compatible. So you could go through with your previous drill. So on that right-hand side of that drill, Mike, you have a net which is slightly off. And if you wanted to just move that right into place, you can just drag it in. And then you resave it, and then that's your updated drill. So even if you want to sift through the drills that you've created, you might have 50 drills, you might have 300 drills, or even 1,000. You can poke through and see, okay, how can I clean up this area, and how can I edit this to be a little bit more smooth? It can be an ongoing process and just help make sure that things are really professional and created well within your profile. A couple more questions that people are asking. So Martin asked, when you copy over the drills, does it bring over the drill description? Mike, do you want to answer that one?
At this point, no, it doesn't. But it's simple as just going in and grabbing the drill description. Just go up, you copy it, and then you bring it over. As far as right now, that would be the option. And then you would say drill number 1. So that would probably be the easiest way to do this as far as right now.
And then to build on that, so Sean actually asked, has there been any updates to the plans page? So you just mentioning that from the description with copying and pasting it over. Do you want to give a little sneak peek to what we're thinking from a plan standpoint?
From a plan standpoint, should we
make a little micro comment into that?
Yeah, well, there's how about this? I got some amazing things that we are working on right now. These things take a little time to kind of come to fruition, but I think the one thing to take out of this is that our Sketchpad, it was completely redone, and it allows us the flexibility of innovating so much faster. So this is something that features are going to be coming out a lot faster moving forward.
Yep, absolutely. And again, this is just the beginning for us. We're definitely here to keep on pushing the envelope and making your lives a lot easier. And so the other thing that came up as a question was just about all the different tool tips that are going to come from what Mike just went through, because there's a lot. This is a big update in terms of the functionality. It doesn't look that different from when you're working with CoachThem as like a functional standpoint. We have the updated properties, but the roots of what we are look very similar. But there's a lot underneath that. And so what we'll be sending out after this session, after we conclude, in the recording, you're going to get through an email. There's also going to be a link to a Google slide that's going to have our tool tips. And so that's going to go through your copy. It's going to go through the paste, the group selection, the delete, all of that stuff to make sure that you have that secondary resource on top of having the recording to know how you can access those different tools. So that's going to be in there. We'll also post that on our blog in the future too, to make sure that it is still accessible for you to use and ensure that you're set for your season.
There was one question, as station drills may change from practice to practice, what is the best way to save station drills? I would go and create your drills separately. That way that you're able to search them by name, and then you're easily able to copy them into your practice plan. So that would probably be the best way to do it. As far as I did see animation, how about this? A lot of coaches, well, I'm going to say not a lot of coaches. I'm going to say some coaches ask about animation. I'm going to say that you would be spending hours to go and do animation. And everybody thinks it's great and all, but I'm going to say we have a lot of people that are frustrated with the animation, trying to do it. And to be honest, they like just going and drawing the drill and using the video. The video gives you a little bit more info into the drill also. So I don't know if everybody uses the video feature. I'm going to say that it is pretty good that you're able to get it from anywhere on the internet, and as long as it's on YouTube or Vimeo, which we'll be looking for different options later on, but that would be something that just kind of, that's my view on animation.
And I think, Mike, we can cap things off here. Just final note is that all of these features are live right now. So you can finish our webinar tonight, hop on to CoachThem, create some drills, edit your old ones. This is all live for you to use right away. And then just finishing off again, thank you so much for joining us live, being a part of this process, and also providing your feedback. This wouldn't have happened if we didn't have the feedback from our coaches. And so as you can see on Mike's screen here, that little chat button at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen is where you're always going to be able to contact us. We're very responsive on there, and we'll always make sure that you're taken care of. So if you do have more questions, I'm sure there's going to be a couple more that are going to drip through here. You can always send us a note through there. And then we also have our FAQ page. I'm sure a lot of the solutions to your questions can be found there. And then we'll make sure that you're taken care of. Mike, any last words?
No, well, we were built by coaches for coaches. So we listen to every single one of you. And obviously different features will get pushed up based on how many people are asking about them. So keep on those features coming, future requests, because we really do listen, and we basically go in the direction of what our users want.
Absolutely. Well, have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much again. And thanks for paying attention to our webinar tonight, and enjoy drawing some drills on 2.0.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.